1951 AD, 58:45 AM. Jewish American spies Julius and Ethel Rosenberg are convicted of selling atomic secrets to the Russians and are sentenced to death. General Douglas MacArthur steadily resisted the Chinese communist intervention in Korea, the Chinese regime on the verge of collapse, when President Truman dismissed General MacArthur from the Far Eastern Command. American military officials declared that they were under orders not to win. FBI Director Herbert Hoover had been continuously slandered by American communists in the media. He said, quote, "The communists are dedicated to the overthrow of the American system of government," unquote. General MacArthur was a dedicated Christian, and his request for Bibles and Christian literature for the Japanese is widely attested. The US National Production Authority issued Directive M65, which provided that all book plates not used for reprinting within the last 4 years, since 1946, be melted down for scrap metal for the war effort. This brilliantly sinister attack against American literary heritage was the brainchild of the National Democratic Party. A tremendous amount of priceless data, research, histories, theories, and discoveries were lost. This was an attack against the people and history of America, and it has since been estimated that all the melted plates couldn't even provide for one major engagement. Mount Lamington in New Guinea spewed toxic gases for 5 days, killing about 5,000 people. 1. 20th century events. 2. Iron Curtain over America. 1952 AD, 58:46 AM. The US Senate requested a list of the State Department's files, loyalty security cases, seeking data on suspected and known communists in the US government, but the request was refused by President Truman. This year was the first time anyone had ever asserted that Hitler exterminated 6 million Jews. Deliberate anti-German propaganda aimed at making Germany continue their reparations payments. The World Almanac of 1940 has the global Jewish population at 15,319,359, and the population around the world in 1950 was 15,713,638. Where is the missing 6 million? According to the statistics of the day, the global Jewish population in this period increased by 395,279. As seen in 1939, the maximum population of Jews in Germany was 600,000 people, and many of these left Germany before the war into Europe, Palestine, and the United States. Britain detonates its first atomic bomb on the Montebello Islands near Australia. 27 days later, the United States detonated the first thermonuclear weapon, the hydrogen bomb, at Eniwetok Atoll in the Pacific in the Marshall Islands. King George VI of England died, and is succeeded by his daughter Elizabeth II, formerly a World War II Red Cross driver. The Bilderberg Group, founded by Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands, is founded in 1952. Prince Bernhard claiming descent from Roman emperors through the Habsburgs, a man also claiming descent from the House of David. The Bilderberg Group is a cabal of global elitists, a finger of the internationalist movement. American prophetess Jean Dixon publicized her vision of a tall, blue-eyed, brown-haired Democratic president to be elected in 1960, who would then be assassinated, John F. Kennedy. In July, UFOs are visible over Washington, D.C., detected on radar and seen with the naked eye. Air defense was initiated, and the event was broadcast around America in headlines. This was on July 26th, exactly 50 years before the July 26th appearance of UFOs tracked by NORAD in 2002, heading for Washington, D.C. President Truman created the National Security Agency, NSA, initially to investigate the alien Anunnaki presence of Earth, as well as to contain information about them from the public and to set up a dialogue with these extraterrestrials. By this date, 16 Anunnaki vessels had been retrieved from crash sites in the United States. This was the deliberate giving over of Anunnaki technology to American engineers for reverse engineering purposes. In 1952, Ebbe died, Name of an extraterrestrial biological entity living among US scientists in a secret military base that was openly communicating with US officials for over 5 years in captivity. Ebbe was captured in 1947, wandering the desert after the Roswell crash in New Mexico, and Ebbe was a chlorophyll-based creature that died June 2, 1952. The movie E.T. was a fictionalized account of the story of Ebbe. Minoan script Linear B was first deciphered by British researcher Michael Ventris, an extinct writing, having derived from the older Linear A, which was in disuse after the cataclysms of 1687 and 1447 BC. William Todd photographed a huge object encased in ice on Mount Ararat in Turkey, identified as a boat structure. Many are convinced that this and other sightings are of the remains of Noah's Ark. Sightings have been documented for centuries and are remarkably consistent. Cuban archaeologist Alberto Ruz Luila discovered the hidden tomb of Mayan lord Pacal Votan. Underneath the pyramid are the inscriptions at Chiapas, Mexico. Among the ruins of the ancient Mayan city of Palenque on June 15th, under a colossal trapezoidal door. This is precisely 1260 years after the Mayans sealed the tomb in 692 AD. In November, the gigantic sarcophagus lid was opened, and the interior measurements were 5 foot 5 inches high, 6 foot 10 inches wide, and 9 foot 9 inches long, revealing that the man had once stood about 9 foot tall. The lid was 5 tons. 1. Iron Curtain over America. 3. 20th century events. 4. Behold a pale horse. 5. Kenny Young, MUFON. 8. Hidden mysteries. 9. Mysteries and magic. 10. Lost cities of North and Central America.